All right, it's been about a week since I last spoke to you regarding the trading of three models combined into one, being dynamic, flow, and numbers. And we left it with having you download a HybridTrend-Lite EA and automated it partially. We're going to take this a little further today. And that's what this video is all about, as we're inching closer to trading like a professional and really understanding how to trade and long-term be successful in it for a long period of time. So this is Load with Black Bear Dog Trading, and to everybody present here, welcome. I appreciate you all being here. So we are with our charts right now, as we had at the last video, and we added EMAs for each chart. We set the time frames. We had an ADX, and now we're going to modify a few things. On this particular screen, as you can see right now, there are three buttons, actually four if you count this one as well. There's actually another one still which is hidden at present, but we'll get over that, into that. And all these things allow you to do additional stuff in your trading that are important to you. But let's start from the beginning. The first thing that we've modified is a custom-made ADX, or average directional movement indicator. The typical one that comes with every trading platform allows you to set levels, but that's about it. It doesn't adjust to market conditions. For example, if you really pay attention, you find out that if you trade early in the morning and you're on the west coast of America like I am, that the ADX is more around 14 because markets are moving swiftly. As the day progresses, the ADX is gradually taking larger periods to determine its own value as far as trend being weak, strong, solid, whatever have you. Because the market's getting weaker, it needs more bars to complete that that calculation. Problem is the standard ADX that comes again with just about every trading platform doesn't do this. So what we have here is a custom ADX, and I'll show you how it works. It simply replaces the ADX you have currently installed. Simply remove it from your chart and then add the custom ADX. Real quickly, don't worry, you don't have that just yet, but there are download links below for all the customization we're doing today. You're getting all the tools, every feature that I use, anything automated, it's yours to have. Download it, install it, and then you can follow along on this video with no problem. So to install the custom ADX is really simple. First, we choose our chart. Then we go to the MQL4 installation button. We click on custom, and you'll see right here it says custom ADX. Again, there's a link to download that in the description box below. Merely click on it. It will come into your chart, and it will open up a window for configuration. And let me show you what that is. It's actually very simple. You will have the inputs. As you see, the default period is 14. We leave everything the way it is. Once you start to play with it, you can and you get a good understanding what all the levels are. You can go and set them any way you want, but the colors are preset. You can change that. Your threshold matches the thicker bar on the screen right here, so you know trend above that is a good trend, trend below that is a weak trend. And you can set your own levels. These are the levels that are commonly accepted in the trading world, even by pros. So I suggest you leave them as is. If you want the labeling a little bigger, you can increase the font size. Again, I like 9, it's a good thing. And trend strength alert, if you set that to on, you will actually get an alert, and I'll show you here. I'll leave it to off or false. but I'll show you what that looks like. You click on OK. I close this up, and here you go. It tells me now that the Euro USD has a weak, it's in a ranging trend. It's weak, and the ADX itself is about 13.34 on a 26 period. So it also, again, I don't want the alert, so I'm just going to turn that off real quickly before I forget. And where are we here? I set this back to false. Okay, there we go. And now I don't have that alert anymore. So let me talk about all this here a little bit. What does all this right here actually mean? Where am I here? I need to pick a color. Okay, right here. What does all of this mean right here? Well, it tells you the first number is the period. The second number is the actual where the ADX currently is. That matches here. We're in weak territory. The plus DI is the bullish trend. The minus DI is the bearish trend. If the bearish trend number is bigger or larger than the bullish trend, we got a bearish trend. The reverse, we have a bullish trend. So here it shows you that automatically. That is something that you will not find on a standard ADX. So this will make your life a heck of a lot easier. One more thing I want to say about this as well is that you can display all the DI plus and minus DI movements if you want to, and I'll show you what that looks like. Personally, I don't care for them, but in case you would like to have it, let me show you what that's like, so you have an understanding. We go to where are we here? Colors. I have currently set the actual plus DI and minus DI to match the background of my chart, which is white. But let's just say I want to show those. Then I will set the plus to, let's call the color green right here. And I'll set the minus to orange of some sort as that it's a bearish. So we'll choose a different lines as well right here. And now if I click on OK, there you go. Now you have, and you can tell where the plus is going, where the minus is going. Personally, I have no use for it. It is there. I included it intentionally for those of you who would like to have it. I don't need it. That's why I have it set to the color of my chart. And I highly suggest that you don't use it either, but you play with it, you see what you like, because whatever you see graphically represented here is actually displayed in numerical values right here. So let me set this back to where we were originally. I'm going to set again the color to white, matching my background for both of them. And there we go. Okay, and I click on close, and here we are, and it's done. Now, one more feature about this ADX indicator that doesn't come in the standard ADX indicator is that the period right here is automatically adjusted based on the findings of the actual EA. If the EA calculates, because the EA calculates everything dynamically at this point in time. So when the EA determines that the ADX is of a different, should be of a different setting right now, it tells you what it's supposed to be. Right here it says it's at 26 right now, it's weak, it's 13 at 3.4. While the ADX does check its own calculations, it will take the period directly from the EA, meaning that this ADX now also becomes automatically dynamic, and it automatically adjusts to market conditions, which is the way we want to trade. We don't want to be having to have everything fixed. I already explained it before. Fixed just doesn't work. That brings me to the second thing. which is our indicators, EMAs, or exponential moving averages. We use two here, and two here, and you can tell if I go to each chart, there you go, they're two moving averages. They're both set up, configured 200, and exponential, that's one. Then the second one is 50 exponential, and we have the same for this, for the middle chart, and we have the same for the entry chart. Problem is, when you really look at this, you don't have a clue what kind of EMA settings that you have on none of the charts. Not only that, you don't even know if they are in alignment with the chart timeframes that we are using. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a custom EMA specifically written for trading with our HybridTrend-Lite, and that will do this for us. And I'm going to install that now and show you how that works. And again, you can download the custom EMA from the description box below. Just install it under MQL4 Indicators folder and upload it on each chart the way I'm going to show you. First thing we want to do is we want to get rid of all these indicators. So we go to our indicator list on each chart and we simply delete. Close. We repeat here and we simply delete. And we close. And we do the same for our entry chart. Go to indicator list and delete. By the way, the custom SLTP or stop loss take profit you already have because you downloaded it in the last video prior to this one, as well as the chart sync. You already have that too right here because that too was downloaded if you downloaded it in the prior video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install our custom EMA indicator on these charts, and we start with our entry chart. Merely click on, again, that's after you've downloaded it and you've installed it in your indicator folder under MQL4. Click on the installation button, go to custom and select custom MA2 from the list. Just merely change to the values you need. It is 10 and 20 for the first chart. This is the master chart, yes, because it's our main chart. We don't want to do any syncing. Syncing means that all the other charts, once that EMA, custom EMA is loaded on that chart, will automatically adapt the values that you set on your first chart. Much like chart sync works when you drag over a currency pair and all the charts get updated, this will automatically update the rest of the charts with the same settings. We're not going to do that, so we have no need for that at the moment. You change the notice will show you what setting you have. You can change that color, and alerts will simply give you pop-up alerts if you have crossovers and whatnot. We don't need that because the updated version of the Trend Hybrid or HybridTrend-Lite will do that all for us automatically. So we merely click on OK, and here we go. So now what you see right here is a major distinction you don't find in a regular EMA, and that, or a regular moving average indicator, and that is the uptrend, or when the bars are above the indicator, it colors green, and on the downtrend, or when the bars are below the indicator, it turns red. You can change these colors to your own preference if you like. I simply by going to colors, and you can set them here. You can do the same for the second indicator as well. I prefer that to be one solid color so I don't get confused with all the different colors there. As I mentioned once before, I'm colorblind, so the fewer colors I use, the better I can see things. So that's it. As you've noticed, we only used one indicator now to have both EMAs drawn on the chart. We repeat this now on the M15 chart. We go to our install icon, we go to custom, we load up our custom MA, and colors are preset, change them if you like. And this one is, as you remember, 2050. And here we go. And we, by default, it's not the master chart. We're not going to do any syncing, so it's not retrieving the values from the master chart, which is our entry chart. We don't want any alerts. We just simply click OK and save it. And here we go. Automatically set. 2 EMAs drawn. And again, colors change of the fast EMA. In this case, red for down and green for up. We'll repeat this again on our trend determination chart, or H1 in this case. We click on install, again custom, and custom MA. This one is 5200, which is fine. We are not going to do any syncing. That's the only thing we have to set. Click on OK, and there we go, and we're set. Now notice, each chart now actually lists what EMAs you're running here. And as you change the EMA settings, this will automatically update. Now you're no longer in the dark. You know exactly what EMA settings you are using and whether or not you're in correlation the way you're supposed to be to have proper analysis done for your trading. Let's move on now to the HybridTrend-Lite itself. You've noticed that several buttons have been added here. Log, support resistance, ENA active, active trading on. And I'm going to explain what all this means. The updated version now does something that the initial version didn't do. It actually creates a log of every analysis that is important to entering a trade. Part of the log is what you see up here. Like right here, this is part of the log. But you have to understand that it will only log that information if there was an actual crossover. Since there is no crossover, nothing will be logged because the crossover is part of triggering a signal. So part of this will be logged. Another part that will be logged is once you enter an actual trade, it will show you whether you had a buy-sell trade, whether you have stop loss, where it was set, where your take profit was set, how it was triggered, whether you had a profit or not, what your spread is, so forth and so forth. All data that you need to analyze your trades so you can make better decisions as time moves on in your trading journey to become a profitable trader. So let's see what this looks like. You click on logs and it will automatically open up the file directory under MQL4 where it creates a log folder per year. So in this case we are in 2025. It'll create a log folder for 2025 if it doesn't exist. By the way, this INI file is now pertaining for your custom EMA2. Please do not delete it because you'll throw everything out of whack. So it creates a log file, and next year the new folder will be 2026_logs. I click on this, and within it, it will now create an actual trade log per month. So we are right now in November, which is month 11. Hence, we have trade log 2025 11.csv. When December begins, if there are any signals that need to be logged, it will create a new log file called trade log 2025-12. Next year, there will be an extra folder added, and you can go and look under that folder beginning with January, so forth, so forth, so forth. This will give you a long run trail of your trading, all neatly sorted directly at your fingertips. And you can go back and forth, see what you did, how you did, and you have an instant recollection of why your trade went wrong or why your trade was profitable, so forth and so forth. So let's click on this and you'll see what it tracks. Here you go. This is the first part of it. It shows me that today at about 12:44 my time, under the Euro USD currency pair on the M5 chart, which is my trigger chart or entry chart, the analysis was as follows. I didn't get a sale because the trend was weak. it was only at 13.78, which is well below my threshold of 25. The 80x period was at 26. The H1 was aligned to match the downtrend, but I had no bearish cross. I had a bearish crossover, excuse me, XO crossover, bearish, yes, and I had a follow through. Price meaning was continuing in the direction of the crossover, but the conditions weren't met for the simple reason that the trend was weak. It wasn't strong enough. Now, had the trend been strong enough above my threshold of 25, then it would have shown here that a sell order was taken, how many lots I used, what my spread is, what my slippage was, where I set my stop loss, where I set my take profit, all the details of an actual trade. Now, as more conditions apply, this will be added to this log automatically from the bottom. So the next line that will be logged will be below this one, then below, below, below. And again, it does that per month, it does that per year. So there you go, a really, really nice way of tracking all the information. Now, show support and resistance. You click on this, it will show you automatically where your support and your resistance levels are for the particular time frame you're looking at the particular time of the day. Support and resistance are dynamically calculating, so they adjust on the fly as market conditions occur. Why would you need to have that? Well, we'll go into this in a second. It has to do with auto trading being on the off mode, meaning that you want to manually trade. Right now we are auto trading on the on mode, which means that the EA itself will determine whether I have a trade or not, and it still will enter the trade according to the analysis that it determines. So to turn the support and resistance back off, we simply click the hide button and gone they are. That simple. You don't need to worry where is my high here, where is my low here. Simply click the button and you know where you are for a quick glance. EA active. There are times that the news just gets the better of all of us, and the trading world in particularly goes berserk and starts producing large bars. Let me blow this up a little bit and you'll see exactly what I mean right here. Look at these runs of bars. This was because of some news. What exactly, I don't know. But the fact is, EA active means now I don't want to do any trading. I don't want the computer, the system, the bot to give me any analysis, any results. I don't want it to enter any trades because you don't know with bars like that how this is going to go. And a prime example is, as you can see right here, it went sky up, and then the next thing you know, it went just flat, and then it went sky up again, and then it went completely down. So this is nuts. You want to be careful with that. So obviously you can set auto trading to off, which then this button will disappear, and I'm going to go in that next. And then you can determine on your own, or you can simply halt the EA altogether, and that is what active EA active stands for. I click on this, and let me get out of this thing here, and I now with my mouse pointer right here, I click on it, it changes and it says EA paused, and it even tells me right here on top that my EA has been paused. Now, while market will continue with its price, because that is delivered by the broker, we have no control over that. Nothing gets done. Nothing is being analyzed. Everything stops, including how many ticks are coming in, the timer tick, all stops until such time that you restart this. And the moment you restart this, just click it again. And now it tells you active, tells you right up here, trading is active. And as you noticed, our timer got instantly updated as well. So this is a really nifty feature to have that is very quick and very easy, especially when there is sudden totally, completely unexpected news that can severely alter the way the markets are operating. I know that many systems allow you to set day, time of day, news alerts, I don't know what. Personally, I find that much too complicated, much too complex. This is quick and easy. Click the button, you're done. When you want to go back live again, click it again, and bingo. And it's really that straightforward. Let's talk about auto trading. Auto trading on is a reminder to you that right now this EA completely operates on autopilot. It does its own analysis when a crossover is happening, bullish or bearish. It will actually mark an arrow when that happens, right here, for example, or one right here, and it will automatically ping you with an alert if you have it set up that you have a crossover. A crossover doesn't mean a trade yet. There are other conditions that need to align, and we'll go over that in a second, but it's part of triggering a trade. This auto trading means everything is done on its own. You can literally let this run, go do whatever you want to do, and the system, if there are trades to be had, will take the trades, will set the stop loss, will set the take profit, and will trigger the stop loss and the take profit, everything that you need. By the way, as you notice, this just popped up, checking signal, and this one right here just changed as well. What this is that this system is based entirely on closed bars. I can't stress this enough. We do not concern ourselves with this active bar right here. As you see, it yo-yos up, down. You can't make decisions. 1 minute it's down, 2 minutes later it's back up. 1 minute it's a bull bar, next minute it's a bear bar. That's not the way to base your analysis. We base our analysis strictly on bars that are closed, that can now provide us real accurate data. So since this is a 5-minute chart right here, every 5 minutes a new bar opens up, and the EA will then check whether or not conditions have changed, and whatever changes, if there were any, will be reflected right here. And again, based on whatever chart the EA is installed on, you will then see either 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever that may be. So let's talk about auto trading on and auto trading off. In your settings, if you go to where it says enable automated trading, you set that to false. Here's what you get. The auto trading button disappeared, and instead you get a fallback off button. I cannot stress this enough. Use this button with extreme caution. This button will allow you to go in a complete manual mode, but it will not consider any of the other signals that we need to trigger a trade, buy or sell. It will strictly only base a trading decision on what is currently happening at the live chart or your entry chart where the EA is installed on. So what will it do? In our case here, if I were to click fallback, and so it becomes on, it will check, is the fast EMA below or above the slow EMA? It's below the slow EMA, that means I'm looking for a sell. Is price below? Yes. Is the next candle, is it a bearish candle? Yes. Enter a sell trade. Reverse, is the fast EMA above the slow EMA? I'm looking for a buy. Is the price above fast EMA? Good. Is the last close bar bull? Good. I enter a buy trade. Please be extremely careful using this, because you will enter a trade, and again, every trade you take starts with a loss, because you have to compensate for the spread you're being charged, the difference between bid an ask price. So you automatically have a loss. Even if you instantly were to close out that trade, you would still have a losing trade. Again, because you start in the negative and you have to make up the spread before you go in a positive. So when is this good? Well, this would be good, for example, when you're certain, looking at the chart, that you actually could enter a really nice trade somewhere. And let me give you an example of what I mean. For example, right here we had a crossover and the bar was nice and solid, I mean very solid, but the trend was kind of weak. So what should we do? Well, instead of waiting for the computer to reject this because the trend was weak, we're saying, you know what, this is going to be a sale, we'll just take it, and sure enough, sell, and sure enough, we would have a nice sell. So the same right here. We had a crossover, and the trend was weak, and the computer, the EA, was not willing to accept this as a good trade because the trend is weak, but you figured that it looks okay to me. You can go and click on fallback, and now you have an actual nice little trade going. So, and both would have been profitable. But be careful. I can't stress it enough because it's an auto entry of a trade when you click fallback off. So now the question then is, should you trade on autopilot, or should you trade with the fallback option? Well, that depends on yourself. The automated option does everything automatically, the whole 9 yards. Analysis, entering a trade, closing a trade, logging the analysis and the results of the trade, everything is done automatically. With the auto trading off and the fallback feature on or off but displayed, the system still does all the analysis, but it will not take a trade for you. If the system finds that we have a solid trade, it will only take the trade by giving you a message telling you on the screen that you have a possible sell or buy trade. Here are the stop loss and here are the take profit parameters. Do you want to take that trade? And if you say yes, you click on the yes button, only then will it enter the trade with the predetermined stop loss and take profit settings. Sorry for the motorcycle passing by. So this is the difference between the two. Auto trading, 100% autopilot. Non-auto trading is semi-automated as far as all analysis and alerts are concerned, but the actual trading is still to be taken by you. Now we have an alarm going in the background thanks to that motorcycle. So anyway, so I just want to make that very clear. I suggest you download the upgraded version with the newest custom indicators. You install them on a actual demo account and trade with it for a while until you actually get the hang of it. So I want to go over the rules of this just one more time. And the rules are, in order to have an actual trade using the dynamic numbers and flow combined into one strategy, number one, you must have a strong trend. Up or down, doesn't matter, bearish or bullish, it must be a strong trend. Number two, we must have a trend in the middle chart which is aligned. And it doesn't matter, again, if it's bearish or bullish, it needs to be aligned. Aligned means if the fast EMA is below the slow EMA, we have a bearish alignment, and if the fast EMA is above the slow EMA, we have a bullish alignment, and that alignment has to match the trend. Next, we have to have a in our actual entry chart, we have to have a crossover in the direction of the alignment. So what that means is right here our alignment is clearly bearish. There was a crossover before, but at present we have no crossover. But when we do get a crossover, it too must be in the bearish direction. Strong trend, bearish alignment, bearish crossover, and we can safely trade a sell signal, a sell trade. So this is how this works. This is how this operates. It's a lot to take in. Rewatch this video a few times if you have to. Above all, download the EA and the indicators, install it on a demo account, please, and use it for a while. And next video coming up, I'll give you again about a week to get familiar with it. We'll take this yet a step further, which will be the ultimate trading strategy, where now you will literally trade like a professional trader. This is Lode with Black Bear Dog Trading, signing out. As always, take care and God bless.